Sensitivity is intelligence. With grace and skill, you have abundance. Welcome to the Psychic Hour. Host Kelly Brickle is a psychic medium healer, numerologist, and teacher. Her passions are learning about the soul and energy. Whether it's through spirit, emotion, or vibrational numbers, there's always a pathway of information waiting to help. Now, here is your host of the Psychic Hour, Kelly Brickle.
On WLTK-DB Let's Talk Radio. I hope you are all well. It's the reading show. It's Friday, and welcome. So this weekend, so tomorrow, which is crazy, I will be at OC Paracon in Anaheim, and I'm joined with Nicole Strickland from the Afterlife Chronicles, and also from Paranormal Pete Orbia as well. So there's a panel of discussion. I'll be doing a numerology demonstration. It's going to be great. So I'm happy to do that. So check out OC Paracon, and also you can reach out to Nicole, myself, or Pete if you have any questions, right? So it's just awesome when people can come together and like just create an event. And it's just so interesting that it happens to be that the three of us will be there at the OC Paracon as well. That was not planned. Maybe divinely it was planned, but it wasn't planned. It's kind of we just all happen to be there. WLTK-DB presence is strong. The force is strong in Anaheim tomorrow and Sunday. So yes, and we're going to be talking about, the inspirational topic before we go into readings. So everyone just come on down, and this is the show where you get to ask the questions. A general reading or specific reading. And I'm a numerologist and a psychic medium. I focus on the Psychic Hour with psychic readings and also numerology readings. And so just pop down your birth date. Make sure you spell out your month. That helps me to have the most accurate reading because UK, United States, different places overseas flip the way that they pop down their numbers with their typical dates. So write out your month, please, and ask your question, or you can just say general. And you also have an opportunity, and we're going to be really showcasing this more so in October, like really inviting people on, and I think encouraging people to come on, because we have video and audio where you can actually come on and actually ask things in real time, and that's always super fun. We did it a little bit, was at the end of August? I have to look when we did it. End of August, maybe beginning of September, and then we'll come back around and do it again. So just anything to make it interactive, right? Let's do it. That's what I have to say. So hello, Cheryl. Thank you. We're just going to talk for a moment, and then, honestly, whoever pops down their numbers or their questions first usually gets read. And then as we start going, the more people start coming in and going, oh, she's doing readings. And then they just start popping down their questions and numbers. So usually not everyone gets read at the end, but in the beginning, everyone gets read. That's just how it goes. It's fun to talk about the flow, right? So, yep. OC Paracon, October 1st and 2nd at the Sonesta Resort and Hotel in Anaheim. I'll see you there. And the topic is about simplicity. Hello, Brenda. Thank you. So just pop down your numbers or ask a question, and I will get to you. We'll start in about 5 minutes. So, simplicity. I return back to this a lot because we are always in balance. We're always in an understanding with ourselves of, what we are remembering, what we return back to. And we are really I've talked about this before, but we're in the information age. And so, since we're in the information age and we have the abundance of just information, we're being inundated by information, on our phones. You want to learn a skill, look it up on YouTube. You want to go to school, there's a pathway to do it. We have so much information that libraries sometimes are empty because we all have it on our phone. Isn't that crazy? It really is. So information, because there's abundance of it at our disposal and just so many options, it's no longer the most wealthy currency. The most wealthy currency is attention, because if you have too much, well, then you have to pick a place to put your attention. And since you have too much again and again and again, how steadfast are you? How are you going to strengthen your mind where you are not giving into distractions? That takes skill, that takes perseverance, that takes will. And it's become the new currency of how we can give attention to things in our relationships, friends, family, our health, ourselves. Meditation is a big thing. A lot of people are finding the value in it. That's for sure. We talk about it a lot. And that is putting attention on yourself. And a lot of people find wealth and benefit. So at the end of the day, when we pay attention to ourselves, we turn back to simplicity, because we go, wow, I do not have enough time to do it all. Okay, we already know that. But since I don't have enough time to do it all, if I sharpen my mind and my heart and am more aligned with my spirit, then I can say no, no, no to that, and say, hey, sorry, I don't have time. Or just the simple things like scrolling on our phones or watching a show, or maybe just doing something we don't have to do. We start to cut out what we don't have to do. If we're like, I I would really like to do this or that, but I just don't have time. We start restructuring, we start changing, and we start eliminating. Like, in order for us to change, sometimes it is a matter of will and decision. Don't get me wrong. That needs to be in there, absolutely. But when we are at our maximum, or we are stressed, or we're like, I just don't know how I'm going to do this, we have to eliminate. Because when we eliminate things, whether it's literally, it's energy, so it all correlates. It could be you're eliminating you know old things in your closet. You are eliminating could be things from your schedule, people. But a lot of times I think there's a huge magnitude about our house, whether it's apartment, whether it's you know something that we own. Our energy is in there probably, you know half of our day. And if not, like, you're at least there 8 hours getting ready for bed, going to bed. Like, even someone who sleeps 6 hours, that's a long chunk of your day. And just what vibration is your house? Is it simplicity? And I promise you, if you start changing up what is in your life, you are going to make room for something else. That's the whole thing. Make room for something else. In order to make room for something, you have to eliminate what was once there, whether it's the past, whether it's physical objects. You have to say to your environment, your mind, because anything in your environment, your mind computes. Seriously, if you just have random stuff in your house, your brain, think about it. Your brain knows either some people are very, very good about knowing where things are in their house. Your brain either knows exactly where it is, or it knows the vicinity of where it is. Okay? It knows the vicinity of where it is. And your brain has to keep track of that. Whether it's been in a drawer for 5 years, your brain has a log of that. And it's just like, if you are upkeeping your log, if you are keeping your inventory minimalistic, or organized, your brain then goes, "Oh, it has its place," or, "Oh, okay, we are updated to the latest." I mean, you do it with your phone, like, you update your phone, you update your technology. If it you know, your hard drive has too much in it, I'm not very good with computers, so I hope hard drive is the right word, but if your hard drive or your computer has too much in it, it's too much storage, um, it starts going per clunkety clunk. I mean, it's just there's only so much a machine can take, and our body is a machine. And if we're like too encumbered, the machine that is our brain, because it is on a pattern process, it's just not going to operate very well. And if we're looking to change and we're looking to optimize and we're just like, I want to be the best version of myself, I want to be this new version of myself, like I need this and it's time. Well, to give yourself the best chance, you better simplify. You better simplify the plan. You better simplify your life, especially if you're changing courses, especially if it's a little bit more difficult. You have to forge a new you with your energy. And honestly, if you go to a healer like Reiki or prana or, healing touch, or gosh, there's so many different styles out there. We just talk about sometimes the most talked about ones, right? What they are doing is they are sensing the body and they are guiding out what doesn't need to be there, because your body is over encumbered. Your body is over encumbered, so it creates a blockage within the body, or there's immense stress in the body, which is still a blockage, stress balled up. And what happens is it's encumbering what needs to be there, or there is an accumulation of something that actually isn't your energy that you've taken on. So it's elimination or it is untangling, unraveling. And it goes back to simplicity. Like, does the body function with what's going on before me? And you can really apply that principle to all things. So the last thing I'm going to say before we go into readings is, you know, just in this perspective of a numerologist, right? Like, what do you need to be a good numerologist or a good psychic medium? You actually just need really strong principles. If you know how to do like a handful of things really well, like tap into energy really well, but let's say it's just a handful of things you know how to do, you could be just a beast of a reader. As long as you know how to do it really well, you could be a beast of a reader. And it's just like in development, we are, when I say a beast of a reader, I mean like really good, really talented, just really, really top notch, really, really worth what, people are coming to you for, like a service you are delivering. And we're like in development. I actually think I support this to a certain degree. Like in development, we're learning so many different techniques, and like, will this be the technique? Or like, if I can only push myself, I'm going to add, more learnings, more understandings, and it's just like that is good if you want different perspectives. But if you're just looking to be like the psychic medium, or if you're just looking to be the numerologist, all you have to do is, like, honestly, there might be 10 key principles that shape a reading. There's like I could get into it. There's the 3 phases of the reading. There's ethics. There's different areas of a person's life. So you have to specialize or really hone your skills in understanding certain areas of people's life, because the energy feels different. And at the end of the day, if you're ethical and you just know how to tune into certain types of energy, you're going to be great. Certain mediums, they, excel at mediumship, and certain psychics excel at psychic. And, there's multi-talented people, but it all returns back to simplicity and building on certain things they're just good at, they have fun in. That's all it is at the end of the day. Like, with numerology, like even, I would say there are about, when I'm doing a chart, there's about like I can get really extensive. I really can get extensive. I have a lot of fun in it, and I could talk your ear off about it. But at the end of the day, um, I am just looking for certain principles that I have built upon. Um, and you just need a handful, honestly. And and the rest is just building off that simple foundation. And I'm gonna give that to you. So we'll go into that another show. We're gonna go into readings and always drink a little bit of water. All right. So we're doing readings. Pop down your numbers, pop down your questions. I do cards as well, and also just feeling into the situation since these are shorter readings. Let's do this. Okay. So Cheryl, she is 331. Just doing the math. Okay. Okay. Right. So this is a really good year for you, Cheryl. Anytime someone's cycle number matches their life path number, it means there's like a lot of aha moments happening. That means there's a lot of um growth, and there's flow within the growth. So sometimes growth is like, oh my God, right? Or it's a little complicated. But your cycle matches your life path. And so that means um, we're good to go. And so the energy of four that's really flowing for you is all about learning. It's all about broadening your horizons. When you have four energy in your life, and that's the theme of this year for you, it's about knowing that you have taken charge. Like last year, like, busy year, good year, and it kind of like percolated things. And you're just like, okay, all right, what's next? What's the next step? And the next step is like really we talked about like simplifying, and it's funny because four is known for organization. Not always simplifying sometimes, but four is known for organization. So you come up into a new consciousness within your life where you go, I need to organize my energy a certain way because I'm ready to break out. Okay. And that four energy, I always tell people that four energy moves a little bit slower. So it's not a quick results always, fast vibration, but it gets you what you need and it gets the job done. Okay. Because it's all about the details and it's very systematic. So in a 4 year, what do you need to be doing? What do you need to be focusing on? And to be validating what you're doing, it's all about making sure the home life matches your energy. So reorganizing the home, adding some personal touch and decor in, and really, finding classes where you can go, all right, I want to be this. Now I'm investing in who I am. You're an attitude 7 too as well. So you're very analytical person, and you are a person who absorbs and loves learning. Okay. So you have to just continue to push yourself. And I really have like this saying, and I think it applies to the energy at hand. In order to make money, you have to move money. Okay. And in order to make money, if you have any money, or right, not the allotment that you want, is you have to move. And so I'm just validating what you're doing this year, and it's time to take another class. Okay, so keep investing in yourself. um, Now's the time to really pivot, and it's going good. Next year, I really do think like this year into next year, I'm feeling it more next year is more like a career change, um, like redefinition of who you are. Okay. So right now, it's just not cutting it. Okay. So validation, and into next year, a really big transformation of life with you, feeling more like you have your footing, like feeling like, okay, what I'm doing is working. all right, like my life feels like it's changing. It might feel a little bit crazy next year, but you're going to be like, I'm definitely a new person. I'm definitely changing the game for myself. And that's the energy that's coming up. Let's see. So hopefully you can take that, Cheryl. You can comment too as well. After you have your reading, you can pop down a comment too. That's always fun. People come and go. Some people like come and listen, and some people um, you know, come back and watch the show and get their reading later. So Brenda, you're up next. She'd like a reading. Let me do your numbers. You have a question too. She's saying, if so, I need one from my kid's dad or daughter. So yeah, you give me one birth date. Um, I'm only doing one birthday, but I'm getting a question regarding, you know, just one person. So it's either going to ask about your husband, your daughter, or you. So it's one person. I think the birthday you gave me is you. So we will go off of that. We'll see what comes up. I'll probably pull a card if I'm not sure if the one you gave me is you, because you're mentioning more than one person. All right. So Brenda. Thank you, Cheryl. Okay, cool. That's your birthday. Thank you. Thank you for letting me know. All right. Your cycle of 9. All right. Okay. Sweet. Okay. We got all the numbers ready. So I'm just making, there we go. That's easier for me to read. So with Brenda, okay. So my advice to Brenda seeing your numbers is always be aware of places where you feel comfortable, where your voice is being used. You're an attitude 3, and anytime someone has a 3, if they are talking freely with people, joking, having fun, they are in a place of great comfort because that 3, okay, is your personality fully coming out. And so naturally, you'd be more talkative, I would say, than the average person, but people can shut down. People can be like, I'm just kind of just going to survey what's this and that. And if any time you feel naturally just like, wow, like I was talking up a storm with up that person, that is a check to that the energy is flowing good and you're vibing with an individual. So the reason I put more emphasis on that too is like you're a life path 1. And so your life will always be a little bit more independent. Okay. So sometimes when we are used to being so independent and self-reliant, like the more and more we live our life, we kind of go, do I really need to keep in touch with this person and that person? Is it really necessary? And it's just like you being that 3 energy, if you have special connections where you're just kind of just natural and you find yourself joking, right? That is your check sign that, yeah, like foster that relationship. If you feel like a tinge of it, foster it, because there's a lot of natural energy in there. So that's regarding friendships, that's regarding work relationships, that's regarding even neighbors. To That's the initiative to foster those relationships, because we all need friends. Like I'm a very independent person. Like I love people, but like my brain is always busy. There's always something for me to do. So sometimes I go, oh yeah, like, well, I should socialize, right? But you take your cues on how you build your social life, and there you go. Um, you're in a cycle 9, so it's a time of great change for you. Cycle 9s are fun. Cycle 9s, a lot happens within a year. So this year's been like really up and down, but mostly positive. Okay. And when there's a cycle 9 at bay, that means there's a time to heal. Okay. And it's about the past dying off. So you might find that things are easier than they once were. You might find that you're having certain aha and realizations of, wow, I never really thought about my mom or dad like that. Or, wow, I should be more compassionate because I'm having this like realization of what this and that means. And so when a nine comes into effect, we go into our soul more and we have like these epiphanies of how things are connected, and we're able to change efficiently because of that. We're able to let go of once what we thought are our old perceptions, because we have these greater awarenesses of, wow, I don't have to be that way anymore. I'd rather do that instead, and I actually can do that now. So it's funny because life helps us, whether it's a money issue, whether it's a healing issue of, there just wasn't able to have a communication or relationship properly. If it needs to be resolved, it comes into the forefront and it gives you perspective or an initiative to resolve it. So I want you just to continue to lean into this year and make it like a checklist of, yeah, I needed to work on this, I wanted to resolve that, and the energy really supports itself for that. You're going into um October. So tomorrow's October. It's crazy. Tomorrow's October. And so you're going to be in a 1 month. And so it's going to be like this resurgence of energy. So it's really good. So if you have any projects, or if you wanted to get yourself out there with anything work related, or just anything where you're just like, I need to start this, October is the perfect month to do that. This month, September for you was much more around family. It was much more around healing family. So there could have been a passing in the family, or some issues in the family that were kicking up where you had to directly resolve and work with them. So I just want you to know, continue to lean into evolving, continue to lean into healing. And this is a very powerful time for you. Um, yeah, love and light with that. All right. Let me know if that makes sense, Brenda. Okay. Oh, and you asked something about your daughter. I'll pull one card for your daughter. I always like stick to one person at a time, but I have no problem playing one passing card if it's in relation. Okay. So all right. So with your daughter, your daughter is going through a period where things are more difficult. Okay. So that is coming up into play. Um, I almost want to give this like, a little bit more time and extra attention, but I will simplify what I'm seeing here. So your daughter is going through a very transitional time, and there's a lot of mystery like around like, well, why is this happening? And I don't think she's very forthcoming with what's going on because she's still learning about it within herself. So it's kind of like your energy, where we just talked about your energy is at the point where it can be resolved. Okay. But her energy is not at the same point. So, we all have different peaks and valleys with how, I guess, positive is our life is going, how healthy our life is going. And like, she really needs to find a balance in her life between how she is like coping, and also then how she is also truly relaxing and restoring herself. Because when I look at a card I pulled, I just felt like her energy is like, it's always burnt out. It's always burnt out, and she doesn't know how to kind of fully relax, or when she is trying to relax, it's like it's overdoing it too much. So there isn't that balance of feeling good. There isn't that balance of feeling like I feel refreshed. Okay. Um Oh, okay. Your daughter. Oh, because you're asking. So I'm doing a psychic show. So when you ask me a question, I'm not going to the spirit world. That's why. So you're talking about how your daughter is passed. Okay. Okay. So then this is in a relation to you regarding your daughter. This makes more sense now, and that's why I got it. Um, so that's what I'm. So this card is for you. So it feels like you're taking your rest and relaxation time, but you're not fully restoring yourself because it's like you're never feeling quite well. Okay. So this is a tremendous time of transformation for you. It is, but it's highlighting that there's still things where you do not feel well. Okay. And understandable because your daughter is passed. Understandable you are grieving your daughter. In this one category, it's not completely the time to transmute, right, and transcend that healing. You're still working through it. Okay. And so the number one thing that comes up with this card is kind of like going into, you have to like really find what is giving you relief and relaxation, and like truly honor that for yourself, not just because like I don't feel good, I'm going to do this. It's like what's really restoring me, what's really healing me, what's really helping me, because I want to feel that for me, and I want to feel great balance and come back to myself and feel like a strength in who I am. So it's truly going to restore me, not just help me cope. Okay. So that's coming in with the summer song card. And then with, I got the card unraveling the mystery. So I feel like there's still a lot of questions that, you flip through of why this had to happen. You've made a lot of peace with it, right? There's been progress, but there's a lot of, I'm not sure why this had to happen because, you're so close to your daughter, and you did, if you could, you would have her with her. You would have her with you, of course. And so it's a matter of going back and forth. Why did this have to happen? And it's just like to continue to go back into the route of, you know, things aren't what they seem, and to learn through your spirit the signs and the symbols and the road to understanding. Um, Today might not look like a good day, but what does spirit have um, in store for me? All right. And the better that I help myself, the better that I can maybe help someone else that is going through this as well. So I will say your daughter is coming in and she's just talking about that she does want you to help others that have lost daughters, and that will come in time. Okay. But the need to heal with other children. So, like the children word comes in to help other children, to help other mothers, and to help to restore the balance, because it is so great within your heart that there is a space for it for you to work with others. But you have to heal and restore, and your daughter will guide you through that. She's a great guide, she's a great light. And so that is what I'm getting for you, but it's all in time. It's all in time. And just continue to step into your own healing and give time to this. Okay. All right. Thank you, Brenda. I'm glad that you can understand that. I'm glad you can relate to it. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Someone said they come in as Facebook user. They said, "Can you see my name? I can't see anyone else's comments." That's probably because of your settings. So if you pop down, let's see, scroll up. Okay, I think this is the same person. You give me your birth date and stuff like that. Okay, awesome. I'm gonna take one more drink of water. Yeah, sometimes people come in as Facebook user, and I have no idea if it's the same person, a different person. There could be 3 different Facebook users. So you just have to distinguish because your settings make you anonymous, and that's fine. I can still work with you. It's just if you have a question of if I can see you, no, I can't. Okay. And there are various comments going around, but I can read your comments if that makes sense. All right. Okay. So let's do you. It's the 9/8 birthday for anyone. There's more than one Facebook user in here. Okay. All right. 5 and 6. All right. And oh, great. Okay, cool. We have another person where their cycle matches their life path. That's great. Okay. So your cycle is matching your life path. So it's the perfect time to go, what am I doing? It's time. It's time. It's time. And so you have fives. Okay. So you're a cycle five, life path five. And your your mission in life is to learn more than one skill. Your mission in life is to sample, to have variety. So, the way that you go about things is not traditional, and that's good. Actually, traditional wouldn't sit well with you because you need to see things from a various perspective to not be bored. You need to constantly be learning to not be bored. So, a life path five, always within their lifetime, they're going to have more jobs than your average person because they're meant to learn more skills. Um, and you put those skills together for the bigger picture eventually when it makes sense to you. Okay. So it's a great time to transition. Okay. This year, if you are still looking and you're ready, I actually think November would be a great time for you to apply and transition. I actually think the November and December months are beautiful for you to be fresh in this energy. So that comes up into play. And you're talking about what am I supposed to be doing for work, employment, income producing? Well, let's tune into that. Okay. With your attitude eight, okay, you have to be in a role. And I talk about this a lot with an attitude eight, you have to be, and you have a personal day eight too. You have to be in a role where you are overseeing others, whether it's a management position or whether you are directing others, whether you are training others, right? You have to be in a position where you get to learn and help people understand the details and understand what things can be because eights are visionaries and they can see things and details that not other people always catch. And so an eight will be annoyed because people are not living up to their potential. They can really call that out. But since you're also a five two, you'd be even more impatient because you're just like, I can't be in a position with someone telling me what to do. It's gonna make me even more bored because I'm over this, right? And it can breed contempt. So you have to pick a job where you have a lot of flexibility and independence. You have to pick a job where you are calling more of the shots. So you can't pick the same old if you've never had a job like that. Okay. Because whatever you would do, you would be very, very good about taking on jobs where other people rely on you. That's what I'm trying to say. And I really think that you're in a place where you can handle and you would enjoy, not everyone would enjoy this, but I actually think your energy would enjoy this now. Some responsibility where things fall back on you. So you're the one at the end of the day that is like, is everybody good? Is the storefront good? How's everything going? So what I'm seeing for you is a management position. Okay. I was talking about the energy of management, but now that I see it, it's like it's some type of management because I see you at the end of the day and you're going over plans, facts, figures. You're going like you're itemizing things and you're like, everything looks good. Everything looks clear. Like we are where we need to be in the month and you're reporting back to somebody that gives you praise for this. Okay. So um there are always correct. There's always levels, right? There's always levels within the company of management to management to management, but you need to be at one of those levels where other people are reporting to you and then you are going, okay, looks good. Looks good. Now, I'm going to be honest. Sometimes I know what these jobs are, and sometimes I don't. I just know what you're doing within the job. And I just know that you are at a storefront. So I don't think quite you're owning your own business. I think that's something you could do in the future if you ever wanted to do. You would have to. Why do I have one of my cats just randomly meowing? Um, that's something that you would have to do in the future and you would transition to separately. But I do feel like you would be employed by someone else and you'd be overseeing things and making sure that the business or like the factory or I just it feels like a bigger business. The corporation, I'm using big words, so it feels like something you would have to apply for. It would be a bigger business, a bigger company, and you would be in charge of a certain space where you're reporting back to and making sure that either division or that space is run efficiently. So I'm using all these words, and that's what comes in par with it, and that's what's coming up. So validation to a bigger corporation, a validation to you overseeing a division or actually a physical space. I think it's more a division the more that I talk about it within the company. Okay. And this should be something that you haven't done before. It could be in the same vein, that's fine, but we want to move you more and more into departments of things that you haven't done before because we have to keep you not bored. We have to be, it's fine to be confident and land yourself a job, but we have to get you not bored. And it is time for a massive change. And that is what's coming up very strongly within your chart. So hopefully that resonates to Facebook user. Let's see. Right. Cool. Pop it down when you get a chance. All right. Cool, cool, cool. All right. Brenda. Okay, Brenda, I'm glad you could resonate. I'm just reading the comments as I go back up and go back down. Hello, Jessie Cat. Hello. It's always great to see you, Jessie Cat. You're such a sweetheart. She said she'd love a reading for what awaits for her in October. Okay. All right. I guess I'll just pull cards for you. If you want to pop down birthday, you can. I'm going to pull cards. If not, you get to choose what format you want, Jessie Cat. Oh yeah, blocking people that come in. There's random people that come in and say like, "Hey, do you want a reading?" And it's just like people are just unfortunately trying to scam people. So watch out for that, everybody. Sometimes we have people that try to do that. Okay, just looking if you popped down anything. Okay, cool. So let's do cards for you. What did I just hit? I just hit something on my screen. There I'm back. Okay, cool. All right. Reading for October. It's so funny. Already got one card for you. And it's like, you're going to laugh when you see it. All right. Okay. So we got the career card for you again. How funny is that? Okay. Like this career card follows you. I don't remember all the cards I pulled for you, but for some reason, I remember every time recently that you've asked the question, I always pull the career card for you. So I got the career vocation card for you. It had like a smile energy to it, like it actually smiled. And there we go. Oh, I just apparently clicked something. Isn't that fun? And so the career energy is smiling at you. So it's actually trying to get you to be creative, get you to, like when something is on our list, but like we go at it too hard, right? Like we're too like stringent, or we're just like, if we don't have a certain result, we're just like, oh, it's not working, it's not working. And sometimes there's other factors involved, but it's letting me know that like don't forget your goals, just like kind of enjoy your life and do what you're doing, and like talk to spirit, or meditate and say, hey, like I need some guidance to come in. I'm not going to push it, but I need throughout my day, like when I'm folding the laundry, like I need you to give me little nuggets. And those nuggets, as soon as you get them, whether it's a post-it, your journal, write those nuggets down because you are channeling what you need to bring in to transform your career. Okay. So things have been trying to get to you, but there's been too many distractions. Okay. There's been too many distractions. It's letting me know also that in the past, so you've really taken charge on working with your body awareness and working with like your spiritual awareness. So you've taken charge of being responsible for yourself, and you're saying, "I want more. Like I want to improve my life. I want to manifest." Like, um, what's that thing? Like, it's probably not exactly it, but that, like, like that 369 manifest book or something that's been floating around. But like you've been really, really big into manifestations, and manifestations have worked for you to a certain point, and then like the ones that quite haven't, you're like, I'm hitting a blockage, I'm hitting a blockage. It's like, actually you're not. It's just with manifesting, we have to speak it into existence, but we also have to listen. And so I need you to start listening more, because the universe has listened to you and is trying to speak to you now. And so you have to listen. So your physical energy, they're letting me know, good job with that. Your physical healing and your self-awareness, good job with that. But that needs to be more balanced, and that will start to balance out the more you listen to yourself, the more that you give time to yourself, and you have increased body and sensitivity awareness. Right now you are not in the energy of mastering your own fate. That sounds really harsh. I'm sorry. But you got the card of mastering your own fate. And it is just like, it's not in a placement that is helping you. And the reason why is just, it's because it's time to listen. It's time to listen. It's just like you asked, you have received. It's just, um, sometimes when we are receiving, we don't know that the gift has been given to us, because like spirit's like, hello, yeah, that question you asked about, it's right here. It's right here. You wondered how to not do this. Okay, it's right here. Okay. So that's what spirit is telling me for you, and that's what the cards are coming up. Ultimately, this is in the energy of love and balancing your mind. Okay. So there's immense love and support from the spirit world for you. They're all cheering you on, and they're so excited how far that you've come. I'm just answering some questions of why career is not manifesting usually how other things have manifested that have like made you really excited, right? And so as long as you are in touch with the love within your heart and for yourself and the spirit world, because they have so much love for you, they're like trying to cheerlead you right now and to let you know that they're so there for you, and you've been doing so well. The key to this is the listening and also balancing your mind. So if you're not doing something with meditation and learning how to listen and to slow things down and to quiet things down, I need you to do something else for your mind that makes it calmer, quieter. You have to go into your heart. You have to close your eyes, send the energy from your head to your heart. Okay. And you have to listen. All right. That is what is coming up. Cool. Ah, it's great to see you too. Yes. And you love the new haircut. Oh, thank you. Yeah, yeah, thank you. I just fresh from getting a haircut, right? Got to get a haircut before a Paracon. Thank you, Jesse Cat. Let's see here. All right. Right, all right. Who is next? Right. Susan. Okay. Oh, same person. Okay. Okay. Now I get what you're saying. I was wondering about that. Um, are you Susan? Are you the original Facebook user? Or are you another Facebook user? Let me know. Um, let me know, because I have to make sure. Like, if you ask something, I have to make sure if it's a different question or not. Okay. So let me know. But I can see you now. Hi, Liz. Okay, Liz. Let's pull some cards for you, because yes, I'm just making sure. Always look for birth dates. Okay. If you want, you can pop down your birth date, No worries. We're going to tune into your energy. Okay, Liz. All right. All right. So, Liz, this is cool. So, I got the times are changing card. And so, sometimes we know what to do when times are changing, sometimes we don't. And for you, it's a very much a blank slate. Okay. So, you have a lot of flexibility and you have opportunities that can be forged from that flexibility. So, it's kind of like anything you want to do, life is waving its flag to you saying like you have the resources, why not try it. There has been some interest in spiritually developing your gifts, so there's acknowledgement from the angelic realm, and there's acknowledgement with working on yourself and utilizing your skills. So take that into how times are changing, like continue to bring that to the forefront, because the reason you knew it was time to change is because you got more aware. So if you want to know then, well, what's next? Well, if you bring back in spirit and the angels and the work that you're doing, it's going to answer that next question for you. Okay. So I really feel like that is something that needs to be talked about. I'm going to pull another card for you. Okay. So it's a lot of, how can I put this? There's a lot of energy where that there needs to be more focus. There needs to be more focus. Um, how can I put it? We can enjoy our lives and just take it take it a step at a time and just be like, let's see what life has to offer. But honestly, in certain times we have to go, I want life to offer me this, or I'm ready to jump into life like that. And there's a lot of I keep getting open space, open energy. Like there's a lot of things where you're kind of just sometimes, let's see how life goes, and it's just like, no, life is literally, the chessboard is set up and ready for you to do something with. Okay, you don't have to wait for the pieces to organize themselves or for another game to finish for you to play your turn. Like none of that. It's just like energy is open and it's just kind of just sitting there. So I actually encourage you, if you can, if you don't know what to do, bringing a friend along. Okay, bringing a friend along and dabbling and trying things. I do feel like you need more socialization. Oh, we all do. Come on, it's the pandemic, right? After the pandemic, but I do feel like you need like a friend to join you with some things, and it's just going to create like giggles, adventure. It's going to create like enthusiasm, discussion, fun, and I think from that you'll kind of like forge really what you're vibing and what you want to do with like this open time and this open energy. Okay, so invite a friend along. If you don't have anyone who wants to come along or is that open themselves to try something, um, to really see if you can just ask around if your family member knows anybody, or to just go to some of these events and start talking to people and be like, hey, I'm going to be here next week, or, oh, like, since you're doing this, have you ever tried this? I was thinking about going there next month. And just like, start the discussion, start cultivating people who are willing to try new things or are interested in the things that you are. I think that's really the next step. So with this open pocket, this is what I'm really feeling for you. I hope this makes sense. Okay, sounds good. All right. Yeah, it's just like and just know it's like it's an immense blessing. It's an immense blessing. I talked earlier of how we are so distracted, and the new currency is like attention, right? Well, you have time within your life at this point where you can give attention to whatever you put your mind on, right? You just got to follow through. And additionally, you can give attention to somebody if they come into your life and you like them, like on a friendship level, I'm talking about. And a lot of people, like in the world, they don't have relationships where their friends can give them enough time and enough attention because they're so busy within their own life with their kids, within their job. Some people are really struggling. So I actually think you could be a godsend of a friend for somebody. Really, really help brighten someone's life with what you can bring to the table and what you can guide them with just trying things out and meeting people. So that really comes in really, really strong. You have really good energy to give back to somebody. Okay, Liz. Glad that sounds good. Okay, so Caden, right. Caden, what you asked me what do I need for a reading? I need your birth date to get your numerology reading or just a question, or you say to me, I would like a general reading. So I just need some type of consent where you'd like a reading or for you to pop down your numbers or your question. Okay. That's how I initiate the reading and I look into your energy. Okay. Jody, cool. Okay, Jody would like a message. I'm like really hot all of a sudden. It was cold today. I don't know if it's like burning up now. I try not to drink so much when I'm on the air because it's just, I'm doing other things. But I am so warm all of a sudden. Okay. When you're so warm, it starts like you start getting dehydrated and you're so dehydrated, you're like, oh, I feel a little woozy. I feel so warm. Okay. So let's see. Caden asked, and then Jody. Jody would love a message. Okay, Jody. Okay. Let's see if anything comes up. Otherwise. All right. Cool. So Jody, awesome. Jody, you have a lot of like really transformative energy around you. Like, we talk about stages of transformation a lot. That's a very important spiritual topic. And sometimes we're in the I don't know stage, sometimes we're in I'm building, I'm trying, I'm in the trenches, and sometimes we are walking up the hill and other times we're like I've done it. I've done it. And so you are walking up that hill and in the I've done it energy. So the walking up the hill energy is like rectifying and becoming strong in your health. So I do feel like there was a health issue and it's been really looked at, and you are actively ahead of it and going into like fully feeling like I got this. I feel very strong. I feel like I have my stride. Okay. And in order to do that, a lot of things had to change in your life, and you really had to kind of like use the word, I guess, like wake up and go, "Hey, all right, I gotta start tending to these things. Okay, I gotta start tending to these things." And it was like, when we're going through a health issue, our energy and our vitality is low. It just is what it is. And so there's this burst of vitality like within you from a body standpoint and actually from a mental and heart standpoint. And I really think that you are giving back to others and people are commenting and saying, wow, like, I'm really grateful that you got through that. Wow, like you look like you're doing really well. So it's like life is showing you like that they appreciate your tenacity and they appreciate your heart and they appreciate this newfound energy that you have. So now we go into the Mastering Your Own Fate card. And so this is where, we are going up the hill and we are going into the transformation of I did it. And so I actually think that you've started goals and plans and stuff, and you are accomplishing them. Some are more difficult, some are more successful, but can you acknowledge writing down things in a journal and a list and being like, I'm on top of it, like, and I've been more on top of it than I ever have. Okay. And so it's just about like honestly hang on. I do think some of these goals are going to manifest into a type of career for you. It will be a more independent, unconventional career, because what is coming into the forefront is that all of a sudden you have a suit on. Okay. So everything that you've been doing and that you've been working for puts you in the mode where you're able to work or be in like a capacity where you can go out and help other people. And I really think that where you are is influencing directly your work, whether it inspires, you know, a new job to come into play or just inspires you to take a completely new approach to your work. But ultimately, a lot of people are going to flock to you because of this. Okay. And I feel like this is in the next two, like in this is going to be evolving. So I really feel like at a 3-year mark, it could be at the 2-year mark too. So 2 to 3 years. But at the 3-year mark, you have like this flock evolving to you. Excuse me, because you're evolving, flocking to you. I hope that makes sense. I'm like um trying to pinpoint it. And it's almost like you have like this kind of like fan group because they're like, oh, you learned this and you were able to do this. Show me how to do it. Show me how to do it. So these are actually really cool cards. It's showcasing that you've actually transcended a very difficult point in your life and you are in a phase where you're continuing to grow and you're going to have even more. So I'm liking everything that I'm seeing, Jody. I really do. People really do need to see who you are and hear what you have done, and it's time to speak up and share. So that's what I'm getting for Jody. And pull one quick card for someone else and we'll wrap up the show. So, Jessie Cat, thank you. I had a dream today. I saw a card of the Wheel of Fortune. I don't know what it meant. Anytime the Wheel of Fortune card comes up, it's like abundance. It means like you're lucky. you know, it's like the wheel is turning and you are on that Wheel of Fortune. It means things are moving. It means things are going in your favor. It means that all that you seek is going to come to fruition if you stay on the path. The Wheel of Fortune is a very, very good card. It's a very abundant card. But the world and the wheel has to turn, and you have to turn with it in order to get that fortune. It's like a cycle. I see like the Wheel of Fortune. The last thing I'll say is there's all these like segments and sections when I see the Wheel of Fortune card, at least the way that I remember it. And that could be not be so, but that's what's coming into my mind's eye. And it's basically saying like you have to weather the different cycles, but as long as like, we're made to move from 1 to 10, right? Or 1 through 9 in numerology. As long as you just keep going, a lot of abundance, a lot of help. Okay. And Julie, Candy. Oh, that's really nice. All your readings resonate with me as well. Thanks. I hope people feel that as well. Thank you, Candy. That's really sweet. Kaden, she was the original Facebook user. Then I think I gave a reading to a Facebook user. That's why it's a little confusing. Julie, is there 2 Julies? Okay, Julie. Yeah, Julie is all right. Julie. I'll pull a quick card for you, Kaden, and a quick one for you, Julie, and then that will be. Oh, there's 2 Julies. I just noticed that. Julie B was first though. So, all right. Just see the cycle number for Julie. All right, cool. Julie lives by the seat of her pants. Julie B, always on the go, always on the fly. Travel is very important to you, whether it's local travel or international travel. Honestly, that makes your soul so content and happy. Just continue to learn about life and have that open and humble mind with it. You learn things really quick and things catch your eyes very quick. And it's just like everyone has a wisdom, everyone has a story. And so sometimes when it comes to emotions or where a person's at, to just spend a little bit more time in that department to go, okay, I already got it, but say it one more time so I know that I can understand you, okay? Because obviously you're still talking to me because you want me to know something. So that energy comes into play with family and friends for sure. And then so you're in a cycle of two. Um, Anytime someone's in a cycle of two, it's further. That's why I picked this up. It's all about the energy of slowing things down and getting really in touch emotionally. So making time and space for you to understand your spirituality through the emotional spectrum. So it's really helpful to have like a mentor, coach, or just like to get a Reiki session to experience energy and also to have someone be in your corner if you feel like it's a little bit much, but you can always just do it at home too. But you have to really kind of sit and be intentional with what am I feeling? What does this mean? And it can be a harder time. It is like you're made to be more emotional this year because you have to discover certain things about yourself and you have to like transmute certain things that have just been sitting in your system. So that energy comes up. This is for Julie B. Everything I'm saying is for Julie B because she was at the top. And then, so Caden, pulling just a card for you. Caden, you are in a cycle of one. So this is like a fresh slate, new beginnings time for you. Last year was like a lot of things were going on. And one, you're in a one cycle of this year. You get to rewrite your life. Okay. So, you have the energy of the green light, okay? You have the energy of the green light. If you put your mind to it, it will get its feet off the ground. Next year, again, you're going to, just like Julie B, for this year, you're going to a more emotional time. So I would say just get it done this year if you can. Get it done this year. You'll go into phase two of it next year, but it's going to be a more focus on you and going deep. This time it's like you and how can I create and how can I like transform and get results. Like this year is very results driven. So if you want results and things a little quicker to come, get on it this year because next year a little bit more emotional, more self-development time. Okay, that's what I'm saying to Caden. Caden, pulling a card for you, and I got the family card. So um, putting more attention on time and family and it's really connected to me for feeling peace because I just don't feel like the family energy always makes you feel at peace and settled. Um, there's a lot more to healing family and connecting with knowing your spirituality. So that comes in. And Julie M, I'll pull one card for you, and then we are done. We are done. Okay. Julie M. Moran, I got the Trust in Yourself card. So the Trust in Yourself card comes in when you already have plans and ideas. It's just we're sometimes overthinking them. And I actually think regarding this, Julie, it's just a matter of getting out and about and talking to people and saying, hey, this is what I have going on. And people will actually respond very well to it. Okay. So put yourself out there, be a little bit more extroverted and just do it. Just do it and start telling people because I think people will actually encourage you to continue to do what you want to do because like, sometimes when we say things out loud, they're just like, wow, that sounds amazing. You should do that. Or, hey, you mentioned this. Well, haven't you always liked that? Or you've been telling me about this for some time now. Why not just do it? So I think it's time to get it outside of just in your head, out, and people will be far more encouraging and helpful. And it will be for the better. So that's what comes into play for you, Julie. I'm glad that that resonates on some level with you, Caden and Julie. Thank you, and thank you everyone for being here. I will see you next week on the Psychic Hour. Wednesdays, the interview series where you can ask questions of what the topic is at hand, with whether it's psychic mediumship. the guest's specialty of topic. It's not a reading show. It's a show where you can ask about like your own development, or why does this happen, or why does that happen? Like, what's your favorite crystal? What have you learned as your greatest spiritual truth? What has been your biggest spiritual obstacle? You can ask about, like, if you've seen spirit in certain parts of your house, whatever we're talking about with the guest at hand. Like, we have such wonderful guests on, so please come by and share your questions, because we have experts in the field. These people have been doing what they have been doing for 10, 15, 20, 30 years. Wonderful, wonderful people come on the show. And then we will see you again next week, as always, for Friday for the reading show. So if you didn't get a reading today, always next week. So love and light to you. Please, everybody, go with luck and don't forget to live. See you next week. Take care.